You know what? I think everybody knows I know all the four-letter words.
Hey, everybody.
I'm over 21. Plus, my grandkids have taught me all the four-letter words.
That's where we learn them these days. Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
especially
We
the grandson.
apologize for the glitch. We didn't know we were live, but we are back. I am Chef AJ, your host, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. We have two very special guests today. Last time they were on, you guys loved them and couldn't get enough of them, so we have them back. They are Dr. John and Mary McDougall. Welcome back. We love you guys. It's so great to see you. How are you both doing?
Hey.
Great.
We're
Great.
That's
Just
fine.
great. Yeah.
AJ, it's always nice to be with you.
Well, I feel the same way.
I tell you, it's kind of like those spirits that were meant to be together in heaven. Or hell.
No, we're in hell right now. That's
right. Whatever. But it's always fun to be with you, AJ.
Thank you. The last time I talked to you guys, you were just launching your fantastic program, but doing it online. How has that translated? Has it been successful doing what you've been doing for so many years in person?
Well, for 34 years, I ran residential live-in programs. For 16 years, I ran it at St. Helena Hospital in the Napa Valley. And then for another 18 years, I ran it in Santa Rosa at a resort. And so we would take people who would travel from all over the world, Japan, Germany, England, US. Most people were from the United States. We'd take people who would travel from all over the world, and they would have to, travel 24 hours. And that's all right. Travel 24 hours and airplanes and cars and buses, and then stay with us at our resort, be locked up away from their family, their kids, their work. That was nice. They got to go on vacation. Of course, that was appealing to a lot of people just to get away. But it was hard. And it was costly, too. It was close to $6,000. And so with the forced change, and the change is a word I want to talk to you a lot about this hour, with the forced change that occurred in, February of this past year, February 2020. In other words, the whole world was shut down by this COVID-19 virus. But we had to change. We had to transition. And actually what we transitioned toward was really progress. I mean, tremendous progress. We started this telemedicine, telehealth, teleeducation program. And we've now put 100 people through the program. We've run 3 different programs for the past 3 months. And we've sold out every program too, by the way. And the response has been phenomenal. We've got 3 to 4 pound weight loss in the 12 days. This is people at home. They're cooking their own food. Actually, we go kind of into their kitchen. And maybe Mary,
kind of tell them. Well,
tell them.
What we do is that instead of people coming to see us, we go to see them with Zoom, and we have a special program, and so they have their own, what are they?
Support person.
Support person.
Yeah, they're a support person.
Each person has their own support person that is with them, checks in with them every morning. But instead of coming to the hospital or coming to the hotel and, having to settle in and all that, they do everything at home. The only disadvantage is nobody's cooking for them. They have to learn how to cook themselves. But in the long run, I think that we have felt that this has been an advantage because the people learn what they like and they learn how to make simple things, and they seem to do better at home. They don't have to travel. They don't have to get on an airplane. They don't have to take a bus all the way up from San Francisco to Santa Rosa, and they're just home. And the program works, I think, better.
Oh, yeah.
Than it did before.
Well, plus,
excuse me, Dr. McDougall, it's just that we have people watching that have done it just now. Diane says, I participated in the first one, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Can we hear from Diane?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can bring her on, but
okay.
I can find out. But she's saying it's fantastic, and I love what Mary's saying because it's unfortunate they can't taste the food, but they're actually making the food with you, so that's very beneficial.
Well, their support person, it's either Corey or Tiffany right now. Their support person actually spends time with them in their kitchen, spends time with them getting a shopping list taken care of. And in fact, we have shopping lists all designed for them so they can just call whatever, Instacart or whatever it is, and have them bring over the food for them. And we have them get some Dr. McDougall's Right Foods and, a few other things, so that before they even start the 12-day program, they already have food in their kitchen prepared, things that they like. So they've got something to eat. And then, of course, it just kind of builds during the program, because not only do they have interaction with Heather and Tiffany and Kathy and, all of our different instructors, but they also have interactions with themselves. They share every morning. They share what they've had for breakfast, what they had for dinner the night before, and they encourage each other, the participants do. So by the time they start the program, AJ, they've already had their history and physical done. What a physical over the internet. Their history done. Well, you can always say, look at my ward here. You can do a certain amount of physical examination, but they've already had their history done. They've already gone over their laboratory tests. They already have, their kitchen stocked. They're ready to go. And then we start on a Friday evening. Actually, we start this Friday.
Friday
a
morning.
week,
Friday morning they check in for the first time.
A week from tomorrow. So I don't think there are there are spots open for that program, but I know there are for November and December. So, I would sign up soon if you're interested. Anyway, what we found, and Dianne, too bad we can't get her on.
Well, we're trying. We're getting her on, Dr. McDougall. I'm working on it. She's coming on.
What we have found is that people who have taken the residential program, the one we ran for 34 years. It cost about $6,000 per program, and this is less than half that. What we found is that people who have been to both programs can, of course, find advantages to both. But I get the feeling that they would prefer to have the internet program. They prefer to stay home. In the last program, we had people that were from a business, a big telecommunication company, were participants in our last program. They actually worked during the program, which is, it wasn't a great thing for them to do, but, their employer was happy about it and they didn't get behind in their work. And, so, many, many, many pluses. And also we found that they had a lot of companionship, people got to know each other and they really enjoyed it every morning, Mary and I.
Yeah, we meet with them every morning. Along with Heather, and we talk for 45 minutes about how their day went the day before, what kind of food they're eating, and if they have any questions about things that they should buy, and they talk with Jeff about reading labels, and they can actually show him a container and ask, is this okay? And I think it's
yeah, they have
really.
Yeah, they also, we have that personal meeting with them in the morning, which we really look forward to. Mary and I do
every day.
So we spend 45 minutes every morning of the program of the whole 12 days.
So I would love to talk to you guys for 45 minutes every morning.
Yeah, it's really fun. And Dianne will tell you if she gets on, that's a very personal kind of communication. It's like we're sitting across from each other. So it's something we've always desired. And I know folks who have been through our various programs have always wanted to have was a little, fireside chat, so to speak.
Yeah.
And also the people are meeting with Doug Lyle, and then they're meeting with Jeff Novick and Jack Dixon, our exercise person. And, they have a lot of personal time with our staff during the program. Anyway, we got a 3 to 4 pound weight loss. In fact, good grief, the last program, I think they were close to an average of 5 pounds. Anyway. 3 to 4 pound weight loss on average, average drop in cholesterol, just like we always gotten, of 25 point drop in cholesterol. Same number of people we got off blood pressure pills, diabetic pills, insulin injections for type 2 diabetics. Pretty much everybody that's type 2 diabetic gets.
So this kind of shows that they're really doing it at home.
Yeah, they really are. And Tiffany and Corey meet with them every morning, get their blood pressure, see what medications they're on, find out what their blood sugars are if necessary. And anyway, it's been a very positive experience. How are you doing with getting Dianne on there? Any luck?
She said she would do it, and then now I need her email. That's the thing, Dr. McDougall, to give her the.
All right.
Of course, Dianne, you haven't received an invite because you need to give me your email. I don't know it. I have to send you the Zoom link. So
anyway, maybe we'll get her on.
If she doesn't get on, we could come back and just bring a bunch of your graduates on, and they could talk
Well,
about it. That would be amazing.
We appreciate.
So Sharon, did you want to register for the one this week? Can people still be in the one that's coming up this week?
Why don't you call? Why don't you call? You know, Heather has a way of, she's an easy touch, but she also has limits too.
What's the phone number, Dr. McDougall? Is it 1-800 number, right?
Yeah, 1-800-941-7111. 800-941-7111.
Okay, that's how you register, Judy and Sharon. Call that number. And this is so great because you can, I think, especially for people in other countries, this makes it so much easier.
Yes.
We had a lady from London. We had one from Germany, one from Thailand.
One from Thailand.
Yeah, so absolutely. And you never know. I mean, they have to get up, you know, at different hours, but you would never know that that they weren't, you know, right next door to us. It's amazing. It's an amazing world, folks. It's an amazing world. But you must have some people have some questions or
absolutely.
other things they'd like to talk
get
about.
Candida on because she did the first program. One of the questions is this, will you ever go back to doing the in-person ones, or is the Santa Rosa?
No, for two reasons, AJ. You know, this is not going to end. I'm sorry, folks. I would like to be able to give you happy news. You know, I'd like to tell you that the virus is going to go away, like some people are telling you. It's not going to go away. It's going to become endemic. I'd like to be able to tell you that there's a vaccine that's going to be highly effective, inexpensive, and perfectly safe. But I can't tell you that. But I can tell you something very important. Is number one is you have a tool that you learned via television, other kinds of media that really works, and you should pay attention to it. And that tool has to do with public health methods. You know, wearing a mask, washing your hands, keeping a fair distance from people, whether that be 6, 12, or 20 feet, probably more like 20 feet. And, you know, just protecting yourself. So you have that tool that everybody else in the world has. The other thing you should be noticing is that in other countries where they eat more rice and less meat, like in your Asian countries, they have lower death rates. And you could say, well, that's because of their strict society, et cetera. Well, yeah, in part. But it's also clearly due to the fact that they eat a healthier diet, have less heart disease, fewer cases of diabetes, et cetera. Now, I know all that's changing, and the younger population is starting to develop lots of diabetes, obesity. But the older populations, the ones really susceptible to having aggressive COVID disease, you know, those end up in the hospital on mechanical ventilators or dead. The older population in Asia still eats rice and vegetables. It's the kids that are fat and sick. Now, of course, they're going to suffer the problems, but youth so much protects them as far as COVID goes. Also, clearly data, out of China, out of Europe, out of the United States, supported by the CDC, supported by the British Medical Journal, supported by Anthony Fauci. I mean, everybody knows this. And that is that if you have comorbid factors, like diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, overweight. You know, being old is a comorbid factor too, but Mary and I haven't figured out how to change that. If you have these factors, the CDC says you have 6 times the chance of being hospitalized, which means from there on, and 12 times the chance of dying. Okay, the point I'm making is that you folks, thanks to AJ, and the other efforts of people out there in our community, you folks have another tool that is as powerful, if not more important, because you have 100% control over it. And people can walk around you and cough and sneeze. And, you know, sometimes I just feel like I can't protect myself 100%. But you can determine what your health is. And we have been doing this for almost a half a century, certainly for the last 34 years. Through residential programs, we've been showing people how to prevent obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, respiratory problems, of course. We've been teaching people not only how to prevent them, but we've been teaching them how to cure them. Yeah, and we've actually have 3 papers published that show that we can cure the diseases. Now, you know, I do use the word cure. I think what we do is we cure these problems. It's not just a matter of a remission that's somehow going to come back because you've solved the problem. People are sick because of the food. Now, one question that came up that actually, AJ, I'm giving a presentation this coming Thursday, the 22nd of October, for the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. I'll be giving a presentation on how chronic diseases that Mary and I have been taking care of for the past, almost 50 years, how that, of course, is caused by diet. Everybody listening here knows this, or you will quickly learn it if you keep paying attention to AJ. And how the diet, the same diet that causes and also cures, the opposite diet that causes and our diet that cures these chronic comorbid factors, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, et cetera. That same diet is the key factor in solving climate change. And it's something I've been harping on ever since my first grandson was born 16 years ago. And now we have the COVID-19, which to me is, I call it the COVID comet. Because if we as a, okay, I got it. Okay, as we as a population, if we, China, Russia, Thailand, Somalia, people from all over the world, if we saw a comet heading towards us and would be here in 6 months and destroy our planet, we'd do everything we could to build missiles, to do whatever, space flights, anything to save our planet. Because we can see the emergency. Well, I look at COVID as that comet to tell us what's in store for us very shortly as far as climate change occurs. And we're not, by the time we come to the same realization we have with COVID-19, in other words, we've had to shut down society. We've had to stop all of our airplane flying and all our transportation. We've cut down on fossil fuels. We've done that with COVID-19. It's made us aware that we can change. If we would go to that point with climate change, we're already covering Florida with 20 feet of water. It's too late. So anyway, the thing I'm giving this presentation on Thursday night, October 22nd, to a 500.
Dr. McDougall and
American College of Lifestyle Medicine, which are physicians, scientists.
Got it.
There'll probably be 3,500 people listening.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think you could probably sign up. I don't know. But anyway, but one of the things I said in there, in addition to trying to get these men and women to realize, there are a couple of things I said. One is, AJ, I don't know, it might not be too late, even after somebody gets sick with COVID-19, for them to change their diet to still reap some benefits. And I say that because we can drop cholesterol 22 points in 7 days. We make phenomenal changes in people just in a few hours and days. Could this be a factor that makes a difference in people who, people get interested in their health when they lose it. So maybe you have to wait till you start to get the fever and chills to say, hey, I'll eat potatoes and rice and corn and beans. I'm giving up my cheese and meat. The other thing I told these people, and AJ, I told them last year when they gave me the 4th Lifetime Achievement Award, the American College of Lifestyle Medicine gave me that award last October, 2019. And after that presentation, a young doctor came up to me who was studying for the boards for the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. He came up to me, he said, why should I study and pass this test? Why should I learn how to be a doctor that teaches diet and lifestyle medicine? How can I practice on a dead planet? And that's my whole point to these folks I'll be talking to on Thursday night is, ladies and gentlemen, all 3,500 of you, wake up. There's no other card on the table, because you can't practice any kind of medicine, any kind of occupation on a dead planet. And that's what we're facing. Anyway, you wanted me to shut up and...
Dr. McDougall, it's not that I want you to shut up. It's just that we have a lot of questions, but more importantly, we have somebody in the waiting room that has done your program and would like to...
Okay, thank you very much. Great, let's go.
Her name is Candida, and she was watching live. I've never met her, so hopefully I just admitted her to the waiting room. You just need to turn your microphone on, and it's showing her name is Candida von Braun. Welcome. Can you hear us and see us, Candida? Hello, I see you. You got to turn your microphone on. I'm going to ask to unmute.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Candida.
Hey, wow. Yeah. Boy. Hey, how's the artwork? How's the vineyards?
Oh, they're still there. We didn't burn down. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful weather. I was doing this program right.
Well, you're looking good.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. It's thanks to you. Everybody has been saying that they're really noticing it now. I've released overall 16 pounds, and it's coming off like crazy now. In the beginning, it was 3 to 4 pounds during the program. And I'm down to, with the blood pressure, 170 over 62. And I feel better than in a very, very, very long time. And being able to talk to you every morning and ask all these questions that come up overnight and throughout the day, and practicing, doing this program from home is really a blessing. It is amazing because you are training how you work your way through the rest of your life from the beginning, because you're practicing to cook healthy at home. You have everybody surrounding you constantly answering personal questions. It's amazing. And then the mornings, to start off with the coach, I was working with Corey, and it was wonderful every morning to have every little thought that comes up in terms of questions and worries and doubts and or how-tos, and why is my weight not going down fast enough, and which it is coming off now in just spades, and it just took sticking with it, and it's amazing. And then having the mornings to talk to you, and all the questions that everybody had. It's not just me asking direct questions, which was amazing to get to do that, but also others coming up with questions. I learned so much from them with your answers, because there were some questions out there I didn't even know that were out there. I wasn't that far, so it was wonderful. That personal interaction just was a real highlight, and the lectures are amazing. There's such a deep immersion, and everybody's so approachable. It really got rid of so many little hurdles that I had built up internally, psychologically. I mean, it's not just knowing the how-to, but also working with the emotional side of it. And I had not paid enough attention to that those are also very important. And then the continued support, the depth of information, the buy-in is just really big, because there's so much science behind it. It really explains it so well. It just hit home. The presentations were really good, and practicing at home, the cooking. I worked my way through. I just cooked my way through all the videos that you have during the program. And because I decided this is a new language. Cooking like this is just like learning a new language. So I just left everything behind that I knew before, and I embarked on it as if I'm learning a new language, and I'm just practicing it. And the videos made it fun, because I felt like I was in your kitchen and cooking with you, so I wasn't alone with the task. It was just really
Candida, people are saying, how the heck do you look so good, not even knowing you were going to be doing this?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Well,
no, first of all, they need to know that she's not staged. Okay.
No, they're not.
We didn't ask her to be on it. And the other thing I want you to know, Candida, is not only have you lost weight, you look years younger. I wish we could put up we've got plenty of before pictures of you 3 months ago.
Yeah.
The 16 pounds not only shows in terms of 16 pounds, as I talked about, I think it was in my November 2016 newsletter, your complexion is dramatically improved.
that's
I mean, your
amazing.
youth,
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah, my hair.
I'm sure people
Yeah.
are coming up to you and not just saying you lost weight, but what in the heck did you do?
They are asking now. And I mean, my skin is just amazing. I never even thought of that. My face was square, and now I mean, it was literally square, and because I was eating so much meat, and I mean, I went through the paleo, the keto. I was diligent. I even fasted for 10 days on my own, water fast, and I wanted the answer. I'm willing to do the work, but I have the history of my charts, of my weight charts with each program that I did. I would drop radically, really fast, very exciting, but then I would gain way more beyond, and then I'd try the next one, and I'd drop really fast, and then I would gain way beyond. I know through the program and the science, I really understood why I was where I was and what got me there. And I had a solution. So all I had to do is just cook my way and practice the cooking. So building up the habits of just cooking healthy and eating healthy no matter what. And then I started even working on my thought patterns. And we built a beyond. I just started a Zoom call with everybody that was in the group every morning to get together to kind of continue to talk about it and support each other, because what you get during the program meant so much. I realized that level of support, plus the meeting with Corey, that level of support is really what is going to turn this into it's already turned into a lifestyle, because I practiced it during the program and it continued. I mean, my hair is so soft. It's amazing. And my nails have grown. They used to have ridges, and they're flat and shiny. It is amazing, all the differences. My eyesight has improved. I used to have a cyst on my knuckle of my left hand, and that is going away, which, by the way, built up with the paleo and keto. And now it's going away. It's amazing. The energy. Oh, this is the biggest thing for me. There's two more. The energy. I used to be so exhausted. I used to think after lunch, I would drag myself through the day and hoping I'd find a minute to just close my eyes for a second. And it would never be restful. Now I have all this energy that comes out, and it's not like a big surge, but it's like this, it's the solid energy that I have throughout the day that just, I mean, it's just there. I mean, I love naps, but I don't need them. I would have them if my body would ask for it, but it doesn't happen anymore. It's not asking for it anymore. And then the other thing is the mood. So I realized I had no idea that starches calm you down. I was doing this program in midst of evacuation warnings. We had a moving truck in front of the house, moving things out and packing up because so many friends had lost their own home, including you. I know, I've seen it, what it means to people when everything's gone. And so this was a high anxiety level. My time and my answer used to be, I needed to eat for energy, and I needed to eat to calm myself down and the anxiety down. And none of that happened in this program. I realized very quickly, oh my God, as long I just have a potato or a sweet potato, that'll calm me. Sweet potato even faster. I have 3 slices of sweet potato will already calm my nerves down. The biggest thing though is that I can handle things so much better. Things that come at me with all the changes and the smoke, and I mean, I don't want to get into details, but a lot of anxiety triggering situations and constantly being nimble and having to change and adapt. I'm figuring out how to stay healthy, how to stay happy, how to move. My body wants to move now. So I incorporated a regular schedule of doing video workouts because I could not go outside because of the smoke. So my mind becomes more limber, more nimble. It finds solutions where it didn't before. I feel like there's not only a physical elasticity of being able to stretch better, to move better, have the energy, more energy, my skin is more elastic, but my mind is more elastic. It is amazing how I can problem solve now with, it's all based on this food. I had the tools before. I just wasn't even capable. I didn't have the chemical makeup to use them, the tools. The tools are all theory unless your chemistry is balanced and it's there and it's steady and the body is trusting me now to make the right decisions. So it's not going through panic anymore. It's not, there's a dialogue. I can hear now what my body's telling me. I can listen to it. Which starch do I want? What vegetable do I want? I don't want to take up all this time, but
no, go ahead. This is fine with me.
Actually, no, Candida, there's a few questions for you, but also we have Dianne in the waiting room. We have somebody else wanting to give a testimony.
Claudia, I wanted to ask you before we move on to Dianne, or I could, like I say, I could listen to you all day long. Did you go also to the residential program?
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right. So you don't have a comparison. Well, I enjoyed hearing your description of what it's probably the best description I've ever heard of, or certainly one that is memorable. I will not forget what you just said. And
it makes me want to go to the program.
All right.
I'm serious because Dr. McDougall, people are asking, they're actually saying, if somebody already lives and eats like me, is there a benefit for them to go to your program?
Well, there always used to be with the residential program. People who are very strict on the diet, in fact, probably stricter than Mary and I are on the diet, would come to the program. They'd come for the companionship. They'd come for the reinforcement. They'd come for extra tools to help friends and relatives around them make changes. So yeah, there's a tremendous amount to learn. And AJ, it's the kind of thing where when the program is really new to people, they've got an awful lot of basic learning to do. And I really don't expect people to really learn it unless, they're very fortunate and they put the effort into it. But people who have been trying and, quote, failing for years, when they come under our influence, our brainwashing, what happens is they finally flip over. It's just like me. I've told the story many times about how I smoke Marlboro cigarettes, 40 a day. And I quit 12 times before I quit the last time. And each time I quit, I learned something about how not to quit because I'd start again. And those of you who are out there who've been out there trying and failing, or even trying and succeeding, the kind of influence we can have on you is often exponential in terms of causing you to progress. It's not, I would say people who've been working at it for a while and, quote, failing or succeeding are more likely to gain much more information and much more benefit in their lives than those who are really new to it or get dragged to us kicking and screaming. That happens sometimes too.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Okay, I'm going to bring on Dianne in a second, but Candida, there's a question for you. Are you following more of a maximum weight loss style McDougall program or more of the starch solution program?
Very good question, because I've been kind of playing around with it, and I have been the maximum weight loss. So I've been 100% on maximum weight loss, and for 35 days, and then I dabbled in the McDougall program and in the starch solution the rest of the program. And though I stayed healthy, which is fantastic, I just noticed that currently I still I want to release 60 more pounds. And I can see it now really happening. This is a lifestyle, long-term. I know how to navigate through it, and it will happen. And the maximum weight loss is my way of staying on that. So the exceptions for me of maximum weight loss are the regular McDougall program.
That's
That's how you,
solution.
that's how you cheat, right?
Yeah.
You go on the regular
Yeah.
McDougall program. That's
I feel
how I
like I'm
cheat.
cheating if I
Yeah.
if I have.
Love
I
it.
feel like I'm cheating if I have some tofu. So just a little bit. It feels so scrumptious.
Yeah.
and
Well, we all
amazing.
need to feel that way. We all need to cheat a little bit in life.
That is a
Yes,
great way to say
exactly.
it. You look absolutely beautiful and your necklace is spectacular. Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on.
thank you.
And please stay here in case there's any more questions. Let me admit Diane. And she also has
Thank
done
you.
oh, well, no, thank you so much. This is guys, this is spontaneous and unrehearsed, believe me. Hi, Diane.
Hello.
Well, welcome to Chef AJ Live, and thank you so
Oh,
much for coming
hello,
on.
Diane.
Hello.
Please tell everyone your experience doing the online 12 Days to Dynamic Health McDougall program.
Well, I will echo everything Candida said. And the thing that was really great for me was I could immerse myself in the videos. Just you watch them over and over, and I watched Mary's cooking, and so I could just really get into it with both feet. And that really helped me. And it has improved so many things in myself. My arthritis is gone. My hands don't hurt in the morning. My knees don't hurt. So now I can exercise more. It's just, I'm just amazed. I'm so glad they put it online. It's just more convenient because you can watch everything from home.
What was your favorite part of the program?
The interaction with the McDougalls.
Well, we're there every morning, and it's something Mary and I really, really look forward to. It's a big part of our day. It's a very rewarding part of our day to spend time with you every morning. And it's every morning for the whole 12 days.
Yeah, I love that. And the cooking, the cooking videos were just so helpful because I'm not a good cook at all. So she broke everything down so even I can do it.
You found a few things you like.
Yes, a few things I like.
That's all, that's all we ask is, one thing for breakfast, one or two things for lunch and dinner. Eat them over and over again.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. It was great. It's great. It's so simple.
Yeah, really.
I love what Candida said about how starches calm you down, because I just feel like people that don't eat them, it must be a sad life to not eat potatoes and sweet potatoes and rice. I can't imagine it.
AJ, this is all based on Richard and Judith Wertman's work from MIT. They showed back in the 1980s that when you eat a high starch diet, what happens is you increase the amount of serotonin in your nervous system. And serotonin is what causes you to relax, suppresses your hunger drive, gets rid of depression. So all this is worked out in a biochemical way. And as I say, it's all published in research. You can look it up, Richard and Judith Wertman, MIT, look up neurotransmitters, look up tryptophan, look up carbohydrate, et cetera. You'll find all of their work. So it's well established that you change your biochemical, neurochemical makeup when you change this kind of food. One thing I did want to say, I need to butt in on just a tiny bit, is all the things Diane said may seem shocking to all of you or to some of you and say, oh my goodness, this must be snake oil medicine. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, Diane and the rest of the people relieve themselves of a terrible burden, which is poisoning from the rich American diet. Living on foods that you wouldn't even feed your dog or cat. The fact that Diane got so well shouldn't be surprising. The fact that your body could put up with such abuse for 4, 5, 6 decades is what should surprise you. You should be thanking your body, not wondering why in the heck it got so well. Your healing capacity is amazing. You could survive an auto accident, get up and walk around 3 months later. You can survive your dinner table. I know that. But Diane, what has happened to you, you just expressed it really well. I think the majority of people, if they could deep down in their feelings, they have the communication skills that you have, would express very similar.
And Diane came to the live-in program also.
No, I did not. No,
you
I've never
did
been to
not.
live-in.
Oh, okay.
That was my first time through it.
Oh, good. Did you enjoy your morning visits with your support person, Diane?
Oh yeah, she's great. She is just great, and it was nice to have somebody to bounce some questions off of. And she was so supportive. I mean, if I had anything, it was like send me an email if you have a question. And she's just fantastic.
Well, you had Tiffany.
yeah,
Okay,
Tiffany,
Tiffany
okay.
and Corey take care of the people. We're personal care for them. But one of the things that the participants noticed, and they noticed in our previous live-in programs that we put 6,000 people through, is they noticed how happy our staff is and how involved we are. Well, there's a reason for it. We get a tremendous amount back from helping you. We really love what we do because the results are so phenomenal. It's not like you're pushing drugs on people where you just get a bunch of side effects and complaints with very little benefits. I mean, we're pushing on something that costs nothing, that has no side effects, that is good for the environment, kind to animals, and by the way, cures a whole bag full of problems. About 80% of the diseases people have, cures them because they're suffering from food poisoning, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have expressed myself pretty simply. Food poisoning.
Yeah, my orthopedist was talking about knee replacement, and I'm thinking, no, I really don't want to go there. And I can't believe the difference in the pain level. It's amazing.
That's good. That's good. Well, you have it's just begun. You've only been at 2 or 3 months, right?
Yes.
True. So you've only begun. You've got a bit more weight to lose, and your knees would be much happier without the extra weight. But in addition to the weight loss, the lower extremity joints do improve because you get improvement in circulation. My guess is you have degenerative or what we call osteoarthritis. And I would say about half the people I take care of claim benefit. But, this is wear and tear over decades. And so to get any benefit is really something to be appreciated. Now, inflammatory arthritis like rheumatoid or lupus, whoa, that's fun to treat because they get better in like 4 to 7 days to start improving. In 4 months, most of them are cured. So, osteo is fun to treat, but rheumatoid or inflammatory arthritis is really fun to treat.
Dr. McDougall, the person you were talking about, the resources about why the neurotransmitters, is that person still alive? Is that person, I don't
know. I've not heard Richard and Judith Wortman. They're from the 80s. And they did studies on, they would measure the amount of serotonin in the nervous system. They'd feed different types of proteins to people. They found that animal foods are filled with heavy neutral amino acids. There are gates between the blood and the nervous system, the spinal fluid. There's a one cell layer here called the blood-brain barrier. And there are little gates that substances that form your neurotransmitters pass through. And the gates that carry tryptophan, which is an amino acid in the food, tryptophan, through into the nervous system are the same gates that the heavy neutral amino acids found in animal foods occupy. So when you eat the animal foods, they block the gates. So tryptophan can't get in to the nervous system, and tryptophan is the precursor of serotonin, and serotonin is the great quieter, the great satisfier, the great comforter, the great antidepressant. Anyway, that's Richard and Judith Wortman's work, MIT.
It kind of reminds me of what I read in the book, Potatoes Not Prozac.
Yeah, that's actually, it's based on their work. Yeah. So that lady who did that she references Wortman's. Yeah.
I just want to say 2 things. First of all, Candida, saying that when you cheat, you go from maximum weight loss to starch solution, maybe one of the most brilliant things I've ever heard. And I'm going to remember that when people say that was just great. Thank you. Dr. McDougall, you're one that has never shied away from controversy. You even once said, I'd rather be hated than ignored. So there is one slightly negative question here. Can I have you address it? I don't think
let's try it. I am so
so calm.
Yeah, really.
All right. Because
I have heard about everything and had so many efforts made.
I actually offered to bring the person on, but she didn't give me her email. Right. So I can't invite you without an email to Zoom. But I've heard this from other people, and Dr. Lyle talks to my people quite a lot about what we call plateaus. And Tricia says, I've done this program for 2 years. Weight dropped in the beginning 25 pounds, and now weight doesn't drop. I don't like that the only thing McDougall says is, if this is the case, dieters are liars. Very shaming.
Well, Walter Kempner used to say that all dieters are liars. Now, I never said that, but I do quote Walter Kempner often. But people, let me give you the answer. The answer is simplicity. All right, you need to really bring down. First of all, you have to stop eating out, which COVID has helped a lot with, and then you really need to become simple in your eating, and little things like those dried fruits you're eating, the nuts and seeds that you're eating. To tell you the truth, AJ, I'll sit down with people, and I never confront somebody and tell them they're a liar. Nothing's accomplished by that. But you'll sit down and talk to people for a while and ask them, well, what are you doing, and so on, and not be the kind of lie that, oh boy, I'm going to lie to Dr. McDougall. It may be a misunderstanding. Or people have this way of justifying their bad habits. Like my mother, for example, she smoked until she was 85 years old. She died at 93. And 3 of her sons were doctors, two actual sons and a son-in-law. We had one nurse, a daughter. And we all wanted her to quit smoking. And she used to say to me, all of the kids in the family, she used to say, if I quit smoking, I get so nervous, I get in a car accident. Do you want me to kill myself? We have this way of justifying our bad habits. So whatever. Lying comes at many different levels. My mother was lying to herself. Anyway, I guarantee I've had people with eating disorders swear to me they'd gain weight on anything I recommended. Okay, there's a bucket of potatoes. Eat. There used to be no fat Chinese. There were 2 billion Asians in 1980. Nobody was fat. No prisoners of war in Vietnam. Well, they didn't have enough food. I don't care. You give me any population and you give me, 100,000 people in that population. If I determine the quality of the food, what the food consists of, I can determine what they look like. Because the appetite's always going to be there. If I make the quality of the food high calorie, high fat, low carbohydrate, you're going to be fat, as 80% of the Americans are. Excuse me, you don't like the word fat, overweight and obese, whatever. 80% of people are overweight and obese. Don't tell me that feeding the consistency of the American diet doesn't always cause obesity. It does. Few exceptions. If I feed people a diet based on starch with fruits and vegetables, they're always thin. I give you the evidence of 2 billion Asians. It's the quality of the food, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with your hunger drive.
Look at AJ's T-shirt that she has on today.
Yeah, baby. It says it's the food, and on the back it says Dr. McDougall.
Well,
it was a gift from Linda.
Take yourself out of this equation. You're not a bad person. You're not designed incorrectly. Take yourself out of the equation and instead say, all I'm going to do is make the quality of the food such. What Dr. McDougall says, starch is 90% of the food. The rest is fruits and vegetables, no nuts, seeds, avocados, etc., refined food. You do that and you'll get the results. I don't care what you think. I don't care how many negative thoughts you have. I don't care what religion you belong to. I don't even care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care. You're still going to lose the weight. You're still going to get your health back.
People are asking Dr. McDougall, do you still sell these shirts?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Great. I'll put the link up. So Dr. McDougall, we could get into, I know you have to get off exactly at 10, but there's a couple of things though, that we could address either now or another time.
Well, maybe we can come back. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe we could know who these guests are so that we can get the emails to them in time. This was totally unplanned. But you know what kind of breaks my heart a little bit is, of course, you're a little bit older than me. And there's a little bit.
Well, beauty before age, right?
But there's a slew, and again, like I don't have this exact same personality as you, so I don't like to get into confrontations with people, especially doctors, because I'm not one. But there's a slew of younger vegan plant-based doctors that are now basically saying that oil is not only not bad, but that it's good for heart disease, and that the old guys, meaning Dr. Ornish and Dr. Esselstyn, who are 2 national treasures and heroes, they haven't read the data, and that the vegan diet's never been proven to reverse heart disease. And they're basically saying, there's new data that shows that oil is good and you can have oil with heart disease. But even if that's true, you can't lose weight eating oil.
Well,
Yeah.
what we believe in dates back 100 years of research, scientific research. So you have to go to our mentors who are really old to find out the basic research. You have to go back to Percival Hemsworth, who did his work in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, showing that fat causes diabetes. In 1940, Hemsworth published in the British Medical Journal the classic article that showed fat causes diabetes. Clearly, you must understand the fat you eat is the fat you wear. So, even if it reversed heart disease, you have a bunch of fat people with no heart disease running around who are diabetic. Fats and oils cause changes in blood clotting. If you eat omega-6 fats, it's been proven that they rot the arteries more than does animal fat. If you feed omega-3 fats, that thins the blood, causes you to bleed, and you may bleed to death, suppresses your immune system. Yes, it may help your arthritis by suppressing your immune system, but increase your risk of infections and cancer. So here you have, say these people who diss us old people might be correct, and that you need to, they're not. And you need to add, because I can show you, and you need to add vegetable oil to prevent heart disease. So you have a fat diabetic person with cancer who's at risk of bleeding to death from a car accident because the new younger generation is so smart. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is the truth is the truth, and it doesn't change. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. Grease is grease. A greasy spoon is a greasy spoon. It's disgusting. You don't like it for a reason. Don't give me this. I'm not going to, you're going to have to wait. I always thought, AJ, is my competitors would have to wait until I was weak and old before they contest with me, because very few people contest with me. You, ladies and gentlemen who are contesting with Esselstyn, Ornish, myself, hey, you're going to have to wait till we get a little older, a little more degenerative, because you don't have a chance right now.
Let's not even get started on the whole nut.
So wait another 10 years, and then maybe you should challenge us.
Yeah, I don't know if you see it. It's I don't even go on Twitter anymore because they're just so mean and disrespectful.
AJ, you know the people like that. You've known me for 20 years. And if you didn't upset me in your early years, which you didn't remember, then nobody could upset me.
I wasn't that bad.
Now you're a lot of fun and really easy to get along with. But AJ, if we went back 20 years ago, what do you think, Mary? Do you remember those days?
No, I think I called him a misogynist. I think that's what happened. I think that's.
Well, I didn't even know what that word was. I didn't even know what a misogynist was. You had to teach me.
Oh God. You're embarrassing me. That's fun. So we probably don't even have time to get started on that whole omega-3 thing and that.
Well, all I can say is, one way to become famous is to work hard and prove yourself on your own. The other way is to degrade your opponent. Call your opponent names. Hey, do we know anybody that's doing that these days? Who instead of building themselves up is taking and calling their opponents names and degrading them? Excuse me, I'd rather be on that side than that side. Or maybe it's that side than that side. You got it. So, grow your own reputation, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make it on the backs of Ornish and McDougall and Esselstyn and Campbell. I mean, good grief. We made our own reputations. We didn't have to degrade somebody else to become famous. And you're not going to do it. You're not going to. If I shared with you the platform, then I would elevate you to my hardworking status for the last half century. I ain't going to do that.
This has been so much fun. I think it might be good to end with
Hey.
just a really. Oh, I was just going to say the two ladies, just to maybe one or two sentences for people that are on the fence of whether they should do the online program. Maybe Dianne first and Candida second. What you got out of it and why you recommend this program.
I found it to be fantastic, educational. It's the first time I've been through something like that. I learned so much that I can take for the rest of my life. And what are you waiting for?
Thank you, Dianne. And Candida?
treat yourself to finally have a real answer that actually works. I've tried them all. I've even gained on vegan and vegetarian food. I finally found the right combination, and yeah, just treat yourself. This is you're going to see the results. The results will speak for themselves. Do it. Just sign up. I've never done this before. I don't endorse anything. I'm not getting anything from it other than it has changed my life to a much calmer and positive outlook. I'm creative again. So there's so much to say about it. Just get on the program.
Thank you, guys. That was really nice. You know, both of these people represent a typical person that we're able to take care of, and that's successful people. It doesn't mean you've got $1 million in the bank, but both of these women have worked hard to have good lives, good families, good community relationships, good religious backgrounds, and so on. You know, so they're successful and just kind of stopped along in life and said, I'm such a big success. Look at the education I've gotten. Look at the nice home that I've built, et cetera. I'm such a success. Why am I so fat? Why do I feel so bad? Why am I such a failure in my life? Well, we're here to tell you why, so that you can have everything. It's a very simple message, and it's free. You deserve to have everything, particularly if you're the kind of person who works hard to have a great life. Why not have it all?
Yeah, it felt incongruent of me. I'm all about beauty and the pursuit of lightness for the work with my horses, and also with art and architecture and photography and interiors. Beauty is really important. And I felt like I was ignoring myself. And I was the one person that was incongruent in the picture. It didn't matter how much beauty I created outside for others to enjoy. If I ignored myself, if I don't have my health, I actually have nothing. And I want to lead by example and walk my talk. And it seemed like it was totally incongruent if I talked about beauty and I had completely ignored my body. So that helped me to be more in alignment, as well as caring so much for the animals. I finally found a way to be congruent in that matter too. So that was actually that was the driving force to really, this time around, to really dive deep and all the blind spots that I had created for myself and sweet talk for myself and the lack of knowledge. I read voraciously. I read all the Dr. Greger books with joy. To me, those are like more interesting than anything else. All your books, I read all your books. It really made sense scientifically. I had really educated myself taking all these classes, different classes on nutrition. This is really the one. I don't need to look anymore. This is wonderful. I finally have one answer. One big thing that occupied so much brain space in terms of finding a solution and looking for a solution. Oh my God, what a relief. My brain space is freed up because now I know, and this is it, and this is my answer. Thank you for giving it to me.
You're very welcome. And my dad always told me, he says, son, they can take anything away from you except an education. Mm-hmm. You have an education now, and nobody can sell it to you again. I mean, we could, but you've already got it. No one can take it away from you.
I can even buy it again.
You can buy it again. But my point is your education, whatever it is, and this happens to be in how to save your life, is yours. It's 100% yours. We don't have anything else to resell you, except a lot of encouragement. Thank you very much, AJ, for giving us a chance to be with such a nice group of people.
Are you kidding? This has been so much fun. And guys,
yeah.
Dr. McDougall doesn't do a lot of summits, but he did a spectacular interview for the GI Health Summit, which airs November 14th. So click the link above. Make sure you're on my mailing list because he did a really fantastic PowerPoint presentation. And really, guys, the answer is just eat a damn potato. That's all you got to do.
Eat a potato. Yeah. On time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. McDougall and Mary McDougall. It was a pleasure seeing you. And thanks to all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back at 3 p.m. today when we have another great feature of the McDougall program, Dr. Doug Lyle. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, AJ, are you? Can we talk for a minute when you
Yeah,
finish?
we can't talk. I've got to end the broadcast, but I can call you. Okay. Bye, everybody.